What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Love After Lockup Season 5, episode number 32. In this episode, it was titled Runaway Fiance, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and jump into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and get into this episode of Love After Lockup. Shall we, you guys? All right, you guys. So, to anybody who's watching this live in the replay, or just watching it firsthand, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. For me, it was a good episode. I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was funny. There were two scenes in this episode that I was like, "Woo, child!" Just too much for me. But you guys let me know your thoughts, your opinions, like I said, in the comment section, and we will go ahead and get into it. Now, I don't really know where to start up with this episode because, like I said, this was an interesting episode. Last night's episode was funny to me. But let's see. Do we want to start up with the new couple or do we want to start with the older ones that we got? I guess we'll start up with Z. So Zuri and Troy, they scene was interesting to me. And so you guys know Troy is getting ready to get out of jail, right? Zuri, a sweetie pie. I really want for you to go to a dermatologist and get the skin checked out. Also, lose that ponytail. That ponytail, girl, that ponytail was just throwing me, blowing me, and just it ain't the bee's knees, right? So we see as her family, it's a whole family affair to go pick up Troy from prison, right? So her mom and daddy are there. We got her brother who's driving her in the car. And I noticed the whole time she's in the car, even before they left, Zuria was applying her makeup, and she was applying the makeup to the spot of her face where she has the breakouts. And I was like, you might want to stop doing that because I feel like that's skin irritation. Like I just don't, I didn't get it, but hey, she's doing that. So this, like I said, this thing with her and Troy, hilarious to me. This was the first part of this episode where I was like, I was cracking up because they get to the prison to pick him up, right? And when they go to pick him up, she got a text message from his PO letting her know that somebody else would be picking him up. And I thought that was a little odd. I was like, okay, odd, but okay, I guess I've never heard of anything like that. But then I started thinking to myself, I was like, well, what if it's a situation of, he probably has some, priors somewhere else, but she says that that's not the case. Well, he says that that's not the case. And I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I guess, right? But so the PO then eventually does show up and pick up Troy, and they went on a slow speed, high speed chase. Now, what I will say though is I do like her parents. I do like her parents a whole lot because her parents are not judgmental of him, and I appreciate that because since they're people, they're people of the cloth. Sometimes those people can be very judgmental. So I'm appreciative that her family is not judging Troy. I like that, right? Because it's like, her dad was like, he's done his time, so why not let him go? And I agree with that, right? If the man was in prison for 70 years and that was his sentence, then why y'all holding on to him? Like I said earlier, unless, there's something else there, like, he has other convictions or stuff. But like I said earlier, I don't believe I think he said he doesn't have any. So I'm a little confused myself. But like I said, Zuria, mama, I just really want you to let go of that ponytail. That is all I'm asking for. It's to let go of that damn ponytail because it's not cute. The ponytail is just bothering me. It's bothering me and my homegirl. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about Zuria and Mr. Troy. Mostly Zuria. Mostly Zuria. But again, like I said, Zuria, go see a dermatologist for the skin. Let go of the ponytail. And I'm looking at that ponytail. It's lopsided and everything. Let me leave her and her ponytail alone. Let me leave her and her ponytail alone. So let's go ahead and move on to the next couple. Kim and Joey. Kim, girl, you a trifling. You are trifling as hell. So we opened up with them where we left off last week was with him asking Kim, was she cheating on him? So Kim says that no, she wasn't cheating on Joey. That the light skinned guy that she was hugged up with, she was taking a picture with him, and one of her friends posted it on social media. And so she believes, well, Joey believes that maybe this could be her. He was like, "Do you think this could be your ex?" She doesn't think it's her ex, but she feels like it's Joey's ex. And she says that Joey's ex broke them, they broke up with each other because of Joey's ex, who he was with. This has been a relationship that was years ago, right? And I was like, okay, Kim, I'm gonna let you fly with that one, but I don't buy that because you can't say that this woman broke y'all up unless you could. What you did was the things that woman was saying to you got in your head. You believed her. You broke up with Joey. That's really what that is. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kim. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I do believe that woman when she said that that man might be on, dealing with drugs. I believe it. And do I believe he's selling them? I don't know about that. But he definitely involved with it some kind of way. And then again, when it comes to Kim, like, girl, I'm sorry, but what is it about this man is in prison for breaking and entering, larceny, and identity theft? That's the one that I'm stuck on is the identity theft. Identity theft. You ain't afraid that he gonna take your identity, your kid's identity, somebody in your family? Nah, man, no. I wouldn't bring him around. Like that's. Mm-mm. I know you did your crime. You did the time, but you ain't coming to my house. Absolutely not. Ain't no way in hell. We also find out from Kim that Kim has not told her cousin Tatum that she's dating Joey. And this is where it got a little interesting with Kim. This is why I said Kim is trifling. Because Kim's cousin Tatum dated Joey when they were in high school. And I was like, okay. Then Tatum said she lost her virginity to him. I was like, oh. Okay. So then she says, so did you like Joey when we were in school? She was like, yeah. She was like, he cheated on you. He cheated on you with me. I was like, pump the brakes, Kim. Pump the brakes. Pump, pump, pump on them brakes. Slam on them brakes. You did what again? Like that's foul, janky, and fucked up that you slept with your cousin's boyfriend at the time. And then I'm sitting thinking to myself, well, Kim, girl, if he did that with you and that's your cousin, what do you think he'll do with you? You don't think he'll go worse? I don't know what's worse than sleeping with a cousin. I mean, sleeping with your, well, it can go worse. You can sleep with a parent, you can sleep with a sister. But my God, girl, you don't think he would do the same thing to you? Like I would have, you know, reservations with Joey, but it don't seem like she has reservations with him. I was like, okay, if Kim like it, I love it. I don't know why she would love it, but yeah, when I say Kim is trifling as hell, girl, you're trifling. You're trifling, you're trifling, you're trifling. That's all I got with Kim and Joey. If you guys want to add anything, leave it in the comments or in the live chat, you guys. And we're going to go on here and keep it pushing to the next couple. We going to move on to Klingon Arthur Reed and the great value version of Pinky. Girl, I feel a little ways about Hope and Arthur. Speaking of Arthur, so Arthur is currently back in prison again. He's back in. I don't know if he's in prison or if he's in jail, but Arthur's back in jail again. Let's see if I can find the article from who is it from? I think it was from Starcasm. Let me see if I bookmarked it on Twitter. Let me see if I bookmarked it. Hopefully I did. Oh, yes, I did. So let's get into it real quick. So they said this is the ninth season of Love After Lockup, but we still saying season 5. So it shows here that Arthur was arrested again. So Hope's boo Arthur is currently in custody in Texas after being arrested on May 24th. According to jail records, Arthur was booked for multiple various serious charges. And they are aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of a firearm by a felon, unlawful carry of a weapon with felony conviction. Oh, God. Bro, man, you just like going to jail, huh? You must got somebody there that you just could not live without, because why would you? I don't understand people, especially felons who carry firearms. Like I don't understand it. Y'all know for a fact that you are not supposed. You can't. You're not supposed to do that. Like, you know what? It is what it is. But yeah, Arthur's back in jail again, and that's all I got to say about that. And in this scene, I was thinking when he started crying and talking to his mama, I was like, okay, maybe you know what, he gonna get on the right path, and he not gonna go back to prison. But like I said, he's back in jail again, and it makes no sense. Yeah, Hope. If that's what you like, I love it. Wouldn't be for me, but hey, let me know what you guys think. Now, this episode, he finally got out of prison. His mama was there, Hope. And I don't know if he had a plug in his head or if he has a bald spot, but that was the first thing that I noticed when he bent down. Excuse me, y'all. So we excuse me. So we find out that he robbed a man, and when I saw his charges and I saw where it was, it said Denton County. I was like, oh God, that's right down the street from me. But like I said, he robbed a man. I think they were supposed to meet the man. They were supposed to meet up to do an exchange of something, and instead of exchanging whatever they were supposed to exchange, he just decided to rob the man. And I was like, oh my God. Then on top of that, I cannot get over this big ass triangle in the middle of his forehead. Like, I don't understand this triangle. Like, it's so confusing to me. So after they got him from prison, I really thought that him and Hope was gonna have sex in the back of that truck right then and there with his mama next to him, because the way that he was looking at her, she was looking at him. I mean, that dress would have been a no for me, because I mean, it literally looks like a shower curtain. That would have been an instant like, don't you want to change it to something different? Talking about she was getting cute, girl. You might want to go back and look in the mirror and find the cute, because that wasn't it. So they went out to dinner. What's on diner, right? And I didn't like the fact of how Hope was talking to his mama, basically questioning his mama, like, "Where were you at? What were you doing while he was in prison?" Here's my thing: like, I hate when people do that, and I hate when the girlfriends and boyfriends and even the felons do that when they get out of prison and they be like, "Oh, my family wasn't there for me," and it's like, you're the one that did a crime. We didn't sign up to go and do a prison bid with you. Like, you did the crime, you do the time. Now, will I come visit you? Yes, but the other thing is, his mama lives in Vegas, and she had her other kids to take care of, so she couldn't just drop everything and come take care of, be there for Arthur, who put himself in prison, and he put himself back in prison again. So Hope can miss me with that kind of logic of, because his mama wants him to come back to Vegas, and she's like, well, what's out there besides you and his siblings? That's good enough reason right there. His siblings and his mother are in Vegas. Like, I'm really not liking Hope all that much. Not liking her all that much. But what I will say is his mama I don't trust, and I'm like, you right, mama. Keep your good eye on Hope, aka the great value version of Pinky. Like, I just no ma'am. Don't like her. Don't see her for her. Let me know what you guys think, and we will move on to the next couple. Shante and Unfall. I mean, Untrue. My God, my God, my God, Shante. Shante, I like you, girl. I really do. But a lot of the things that you're doing, nonsensical, right? Spending $2,500 on clothes for True, who just got out of prison. Girl, you could have went to Walmart and bought him some shirts. You now the shoes, cool. I'm fine with the shoes, but spending. Why did you spend $2,500 on clothes for him? Do you spend that much money on clothes for yourself and for your kids? Because if you do, then okay, it makes sense. Not really, because I wouldn't be spending $2,500 on somebody that just got out of prison. No shade. Now with Shantae, you ain't got no job, girlfriend. And you doing a whole lot because y'all getting ready to go to an Airbnb. But before y'all went to the Airbnb, y'all went to go get something to eat, right? And I will say I like this. I liked how happy his nephew and his niece were to see him, right? Thought that was cute. So we found out that he's going to be on parole until 2026. So you ain't gonna be on parole that long. But I was listening to True talk, and I'm like, the problem with True is, and then Shantae later said what I was thinking. The problem with True is he doesn't. I don't think he likes people telling him what to do and what not to do, and that's going to be a problem for him. And if he doesn't get that in check, you're probably going to end up right back in jail because he doesn't respect authority. I'm realizing that. I don't know how I don't know how he got out of prison if you don't because you can listen to him, especially when he was talking about the fact of he can do whatever he want to do on parole. It's like you probably, since you don't have strict limitations, you still can, but why chance things? You know what I'm saying? It's like last week when he was talking about he liked to rob. Well, he cleaned it up and said what he used to. No, it's still currently. It's currently, right? So we get to before we get to the Airbnb, we see Shantae and Untrue, and they went to a sex shop, right? Shantae, your body language spoke volumes to me in this particular scene because you could clearly tell that she was uncomfortable, and I wish she had to just vocalize that and be like, you know what, True, like I don't really want to go to a sex shop. This is not my judge. This ain't for me. Don't do things just to please and appease other people. If you feel uncomfortable, say, yo, I don't want to do this, right? And then she's talking about she's not that experienced. I'm like, girl, you got kids, so you've definitely done the do before. But I got what she was saying. I think she's not on True's level of the sexuals, right? Because he was talking about, at one point he asked her, has she masturbated? She was like, oh, she was kind of, and this is again where you can tell her body language is saying something because he's saying he ain't jacked off in a week. I was like, okay, what that mean? So they got to the sex shop, right? And she was still uncomfortable because they were looking at they were looking at the things in the store. And so she said she had to go to the bathroom, but she actually went outside and called her friend up, right? And just telling her like, girl, he must don't know me like that to not know that I'm not interested in this kind of stuff. Why don't you vocalize that to him and not to your friend? Tell your man like, yo, that kind of stuff right there, it ain't for me. I ain't with that. I ain't into that. And just leave it at that. But nope, she didn't do that. Then when somebody he slept with 22 feet, he was with 22 females. I was like, God, I just hate when people say females like that. Women, but it is what it is, right? He was also talking about how in prison the men, they play with themselves, and some of the COs, the guards, the nurses, they watch. That's not a shock. Not a shock at all, right? Now, we get to the end of the episode with these two, and I didn't realize it until one point in this episode they were matching. They had on the same color red. I was like, is there a reason y'all both got on red? Then I noticed him with that red bandana. I was like, is there a reason you got the red bandana on, sir? Oh, okay. No judgment. No judgment to you. Just had a question, right? So they got to the Airbnb and they ended up doing what they do, right? And the next morning they woke up, he was gone. I was like, girl, if this ain't Renika and Asante all over again, I know something. But you know what? If Shante likes it, I love it because it couldn't and it wouldn't be me. But yeah, you guys, that is it for those two. We will go ahead on and move on to the next person, you guys. So this is our new couple, and my God, today. You know what? Because I was saying earlier in my video, this is Christine and Julian. That don't look. That kind of looks like Christine, but it don't look like Christine. Baby, if y'all ever need somebody to tell you not to do drugs, use Christine as an example. Christine can be an example of why you should say no to drugs, and hard ones at that. So Christine has been in prison for 5 years for unarmed. They put armed robbery, but she wasn't armed. That woman went in there with just a note telling them to give her their money, 50s and hundreds. So the way that these two met each other is Julian is writing a book about a felon who's on death row, right? And I was like, very interesting. So he reached out to Christine, and they built a relationship with each other, right? At first, it was just friendly, but she said that she sent him a letter or something, telling him how she was making out with her roommate, and he was like, "That's not why I'm reaching out to you." He only reached out to her for friendship, right? So she has been in prison, like I said, for 5 years for unarmed robbery because she robbed 6 banks across 3 states. And I think they said she said 8 charges, but it was 6 charges, right? But she got them down to 3. She pled down to 3, and she still owes the banks about $10,000. I was like, girl, how much money did you get from the banks, and from 6 banks at that? Like, how much money did you really get? So I was just so confused. Now he let us know that he's only been with 3 women. He had an ex-girlfriend, an ex-wife, and now Christine, right? I was like, okay, cool. Julian also believes that Christine is sober. I was like, a lie, I don't care who tell it. Ain't nothing sober about Christine. Because I was looking at her mouth and it was so crooked. I was like, that is a meth mouth. If I ain't never saw a meth mouth in my life. But I like Christine. But she got cats. I'm not a cat person at all. So we found out that Christine was on the needle, right? I was like, girl, you was on more than just the needle. You look like you was on everything known to mankind. But hey, that ain't no judgment. But I'm like, girl, Allah don't care who tell it. You was not just on no damn meth. You was on some other shit. I mean, not on just the needle. You was on some other shit, sis. So that habit is the reason why she went and robbed the bank, right? So she said she Googled how to rob a bank. And she said it said all you have to do is take a note to the teller and they have to give you the money. And you don't even have to have a weapon on you. I was like, I don't think that's how that works, girlfriend. But okay. So she said she went to the bank Went to the first bank, had an envelope, put on there, put all your 50s and hundreds in here, and she left. She did it again. And she's like, you know what? Nobody's looking for me. So she kept doing it. Until one day, bam, 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 they were knocking at her door. I was like, Christine, sweet, because she said they didn't know who she was. I was like, Mama, that ain't how this works. That's not how this works. You should have at least watched Set It Off and at least saw, at least from that movie, put on a wig or some sunglasses and some sunglasses, or at least found one of them the masks that they finally put on at the end of the movie. But that ain't how this works, sis. That is not how this works. My God, today. That is not how this works. But okay. That is not how this works. So we see as he went to go pick her up. Now, what I will say is I do like them. I do think that they both like each other. Now, I was looking at the trailer and I was like, I don't know if she's really interested in him, but I do believe that she likes him and he likes her. They're a very weird couple, and I like it. But like I said, Julian, if you believe that Christine is off of drugs, you's a fool. Because that meth mouth tells me otherwise. And then the fact that it says that Christine is 38, baby, once again, this is a poster board for say no to drugs because that woman is 38. If you saw her on the television last night, that woman looked older than 38. I would have swore that woman was in her 60s. Like I really would have swore Christine was in her 60s, but it says she's 38. I was like, Allah don't care who tell it, baby. That is a hard ass 38, a super hard 38. But like I said, I like Christine. Um, there's one more, I think there's one more couple left for us to meet this season. I think it's one more couple, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's another couple, and then you guys know that Life After Lockup returns in October, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, this was a good episode to me. The highlight of the episode for me was meeting Christine because the delusions, the fact that this woman said she Googled how to rob a bank, she took a note in there, wore her bare face, and thought she was gonna get away with it. And then you owe them $10,000. So again, I asked the question of girl, how much money did you really get away with? You must have really been a high. You were higher than giraffe vagina because my God, today, what in the hell? But yeah, you guys, that's the episode of Love After Lockup. But let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, you guys, and share the video. And until the next time, you guys, please stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys, I'm still debating if I'm gonna do sisters. I am really, really, really debating about it. Part of me says no, part of me says go ahead and do it. But I don't know. We'll see. But I'll catch you guys in another video. Bye, y'all.